the battle for same-sex marriage continues. And one of the movement's mottos is gay is the new black. At least that's what some people are saying. That's on the cover of The Advocate this week. And some people don't agree with comparing this to black suffrage. I don't even know if I understand what that word is, suffrage, but I'll leave it alone. Black suffrage.
Well, I guess it's when black people had to, you know, they didn't want to die for being black. They didn't want to be lynched. They wanted to be able to walk through the front door. They wanted, you know, you had Jim Crow laws that said you could not do certain things if you were black.
Do you think this is because the argument is on the other side that this is minimizing exactly what you're saying, that to equate what's going on now with these protests and those situations during the civil rights movement, it just shouldn't even be happening. That it minimizes all of what occurred.
I do want to point out that both these movements began at the same time.
Which two?
The civil rights movement and the gay rights movement.
Which I guess I just...
And so I think it's important to understand what I think gay people are saying, and that is, anytime that you as an American citizen have to go out and demand rights that you as an American citizen should have because you're born an American, forget about what your sexual preference is, but just as an American citizen, the right to teach if you want to teach in a school, the right to go and adopt children, all of these rights that you have as American citizens, I don't think they're saying that the struggle is any different, you know, whereas, you know, they lynched and hung and dragged and killed a lot of gay folks. Now, is it the same amount of black folks? No, but, you know, they're Americans through and through. And so I think their point is gay people are just saying, listen, we are now fighting for our civil rights, too. I don't think they're equating. I don't think they're saying black or white. I think it's just people are just, that's the only way they can deal with it.
But we're also saying that they should be fighting for the rights rather than the word, marriage. You know, there are a lot of people who are arguing, okay, there were 4 judges who decided what was best for the country all of a sudden. And this Prop 8 came out of that. It was a reaction. This wasn't an initiation. This was a reaction, indeed. And for people to come out and say, no, we want this to come through the people. We voted. We went into the booth, voted Barack Obama and Prop 8. So there were things that people felt when they walked into that booth, and that happened to be the majority. So these protests are, in essence, protesting what the majority wants.
Yes, they are, and that is their right. But I will say that I think it's interesting that it's not, I don't think it's any more about the word. I just think that people feel if you don't approve of gay marriage, then of course, as I always say, do not marry a gay person. But as you find,
they call you a bigot if you don't approve of gay marriage.
But you know, but they call it. You call me a bigot, I call you a bigot. I don't like what you believe, you don't like what I believe. That's the American way. But I do believe that if I do not subscribe to your way of thinking, then you should understand why I'm going to go protest. To me, it's like abortion rights.
That's the thing. I understand why you're protesting. I think a lot of people feel like, you know, because a lot of people are saying, you know, a lot of black people voted for Barack, but they voted, you know, a different way. And I think you have a lot of black Christians who feel like we're opening up a Pandora's box because, like you said, nobody's going to go where they're not wanted. But there are some people who go, because I want to have my dream wedding in a church, and you're saying no. So I might sue you because you're discriminating against me, and so you're impeding upon their rights, their beliefs.
You know, in California, that is against the law. That is against the law. The law is on the books that says you cannot do that. That is on the books. It was on the books when gay marriage was. So, but I guess I'm simply saying, listen, if I don't subscribe to your religious beliefs, I understand how you feel, but I don't want to be forced to live my life because it makes you uncomfortable a certain way. And that's why I say it's like abortion rights. If I'm a person who feels they need to have an abortion, I want to be able to go and deal with that myself. I don't want you to be able to stop me if that's what I think I need to do. Just like you don't want me saying to you, you got to go have an abortion if you decide you want to have a baby. I think we have to find the balance.
But people feel like, you know, I know when I say I am pro-choice, people go, well, oh, you're for killing babies. No, I don't want the government telling you what to do with your body. And I think people are feeling the same way. It's like if you're voting, you know, against what you know, I get confused about what is Prop 8. If you're voting yes on Prop 8, then all of a sudden you're a bigot.
Why aren't they protesting?
Maybe a lot of those voters got mixed up like you just did.
I don't think they did.
I don't think so. I think
they might not have. No, maybe they voted their heart.
Why are they specifically protesting at some churches? You know, the Mormon churches. Why aren't they protesting against Joe Biden and Barack Obama, who said they thought marriage is between a man and a woman? Where are the protests
and Barack Obama did not put money into Prop 8. That's why they're...
They put their mouths.
No, it does matter, because church and state, the separation of church and state, the separation of church and state is why people are protesting. The answer to the question that you're asking.
It's not just about the word. It's not just, Elizabeth, it's not just about the word. The word marriage is really not the issue. The issue is the rights.
The rights. They should fight for the rights. They should have equal protection under the law, but to call it marriage,
but Obama and Biden are for that. They are for that.
They're for equal protection, but they're not for the word marriage being used to define the union between a man and a man and a woman and a woman. They're not. They're not.
The reason
they said it in the vice presidential debate.
Well, can I also say this? A lot of people who came out and voted, they are for you having your civil rights. They're not for you redefining the word marriage. A lot of people who voted that way. And that's what I'm saying. That same thing as what Barack said.
Again, why do you care what I call my relationship?
Because
there was mine as well.
It does. No. And see, this is the thing. Yeah. Just because I believe one thing does not mean you are obligated to believe it. That's your
because the people who voted believe one thing doesn't mean you have to come and say that they're hating. There was
I'm not talking about people hating. Yeah. I am just, you know, there are people who said, you know, if you didn't vote for Hillary, you are a woman hater. Yeah. There are always people who say, if you don't do what we think you should do, you're a bonehead. Right. I am simply saying that this particular issue has so many ramifications down the line for groups of people who don't like blondes or who don't like people with dreads. If you get enough money behind it and enough people...
And enough robocalls.
And enough...
I don't think this came down to money. It came down to people wanting to protect the institution of marriage.
It came down to money.
The bottom line of the question...
I didn't vote on Prop. I didn't vote, okay? I'm just saying what they voted on.
The bottom line of the question that I always ask people who are against this is, if I marry a woman... what is it to you? How does it hurt your marriage?
That's
what I want to know.